Well, welcome to the Hangout with Curtis Palmer, gold medal Paralympian and best-selling author who talks about being broken but never beaten. So welcome to the Hangout. Thanks for joining us, Curtis.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. I'm very grateful to have you on the Hangout today because I know that on a daily basis you inspire many people. And one of the things that we try and do with EmpoweryouTV is show people how they can go from where they are now to where they want to be and show them that that gap is not very big at all. Now, I understand that you certainly faced a major tragedy at a tender age, and you overcame that tragedy and turned an adversity into something insanely incredible. What was going through your mind at that time when you were facing those challenges? Because I know people face challenges every day, but you certainly overcame a massive hurdle. What was going through your head?
Not much was going through my head at the time. It was obviously a big shock to the system and something that took a long time to get used to. But I guess my personality kind of meant that I was always going to move on quickly because I was a solutions-based kind of a person. So anytime I was faced with any kind of challenge, it was like, okay, how am I going to get over this? I was, luckily for me, a naturally positive person. I have been all my life, so that kind of really helps. But I've also had a very supportive family and friends network as well. But I guess the biggest thing that helped me to get back to where I wanted to be was just getting back to my passion. Here I was laying in hospital, faced with living the rest of my life as a quadriplegic, and I really didn't know what to do with my life apart from just set myself little goals. And the first little goal was get out of that hospital bed. The second goal was get my way down to physio. The next goal was getting to rehab, getting back to school. All these little goals added up to some really cool things. It wasn't until I was introduced back into sport that I realized that, okay, I can't play rugby league anymore, the one thing that I love to do more than anything in the whole world, but there's so many other things that I can do with my life, and that's kind of, that kind of set me up for the rest of my life, really. I looked at things differently from that point on because it doesn't matter how bad things are, there's always a silver lining, and no matter how tragic the incident can be.
Wow, that is certainly some inspiring words, and I guess to take away from what you just said, the bite-sized steps and setting small goals for yourself, because I know there's a lot of people that look at a situation and are overshadowed by the cloud and the shadow of the thing, as opposed to just tackling the problem itself in small, manageable steps.
Exactly. So many people become disempowered and unmotivated to achieve their goals because they get overwhelmed. But if you break it down into little steps and just achieve little things along the way, you soon get to where you need to be.
That's awesome. So how did it feel to win a gold medal at the Paralympic Games? It was in Athens, right?
Yeah, it was in Athens 2004. It was quite surreal because, as part of our training, we're conditioned that no matter how big the game is, a game is just a game. And so I went into the final in Athens just thinking, okay, I know how to do this. This is what I do. It's just another game. And it really worked because I didn't get overawed by, the massive crowd support that we had and the massive event that it was. I mean, it was a gold medal final, and I went into it pretty calmly. And I think it took a little while to sink in after I'd won it, or, sitting there on the podium just going, wow, there's no one better in the world than this team right now. We are the absolute best. And that was an amazing feeling. It's an addictive feeling because, you win one and all of a sudden you want the next 4 years to speed up so you can win another one. Unfortunately, in Beijing we didn't do so well, but I've just been named in the Australian wheelchair rugby team this morning. Actually, we are heading off to Denmark to compete at the World Champs in August. So I'm like I said before, I'm one step closer to getting to Rio, which is my ultimate goal in the next couple of years.
That's absolutely fantastic. Congratulations.
It's been a tough year. It's been a long, hard year. You know, I'm 37. I haven't got too much time left in this sport, so this is, for me, a really big achievement.
That is awesome. Were there some days that you just wanted to give up and throw in the towel, especially earlier on?
Earlier on, there were some days, yeah. I guess there's a transition between friendships for me that I found quite hard. And that was nothing really to do with being in a wheelchair. That was just being a teenager, you know. You go from one group of friends to the next and you soon find out, you know, who your crew is. And I kind of took on board that it's because of my wheelchair and the way that I look and the way that I do things that maybe some of my really good friends aren't hanging out with me anymore. And so that for me was really tough. I got through it by just realizing that, okay, this group of friends, you know, is not working out, but wow, there's another group of friends over here that's, you know, showing an interest. So I kind of went with them, and that kind of, you know, things improved from that point on. So look, I have to be honest with you, there weren't many times when I was down, because I've always been busy. I've always been goal focused. I've always been working towards achieving something really, really good. And for me, that's my sport. For other people, it might be something else. You know, not everyone's sporty. You've got to find your own passion in life. Otherwise, there probably would have been a lot more darker days. There would have been days where I didn't have anything to get out of bed for. But fortunately for me, I made it so that I had things to look forward to. I had things to aim for all the time. So I didn't really think about, you know, the negative side of, you know, being in a wheelchair.
That's such a huge lesson, because, you know, I think with everybody in day-to-day life, the importance of having something to look forward to and a goal to set, to strive towards is so crucial, because it really does give you that purpose and that sense of needing, and not only needing, but wanting to get out of bed in the morning to work towards it and achieve. When you're achieving those little bite-sized chunks all towards a bigger picture and a huger goal, you know, it gives you that sense of achievement, which is also important in the way you value yourself as well too. So I think that's a massive message. And did you find, I mean, obviously you inspire so many people, which is incredible, because the energy that you exude and the lessons and the knowledge and wisdom that you can give so many people, that rubs off on a lot of people. How does it feel to be able to affect so many people's lives in the way that you do?
I think that's a really important part of life, actually. You know, it's really good to be achieving things for yourself, but, you know, passing on your knowledge and the lessons that you've learnt along the way is it's going to make this world a better place, and that kind of what makes me, you know, feel better. It makes me it's one of those things that kind of inspires me to keep going, is helping others. And so with an example of that is I'm working as a coach for the New South Wales GIO Gladiators, the New South Wales wheelchair rugby team. And so there's young guys that are coming through that have, you know, I've been in their situation, you know, almost 22 years ago now, but they're coming through rehab. They've found wheelchair rugby, and you can see the spark in their eyes. They've come out of rehab and out of that environment and gone, wow, this is something pretty cool that I can get my teeth into. And I'm surrounded by other people that have been through exactly what I've been through. And I think that is really important as well, surrounding yourself with the people that are going to get you to where you need to be. You know, you got to. I quickly got rid of the poison in my life, and I surrounded myself with other people that were going to get me to where I needed to be. And yeah, that's if I can be that influence on someone, then it makes me very happy.
Yeah, that's so important to surround yourself with like-minded people, and actually, it's one thing that Travis Clark mentioned yesterday. We held an event up in Sydney, and one of the things that he drives home is, if you want to fly with the eagles, you can't be scratching with the turkeys. And I know that's a very broad statement, but it is true that you do have to surround yourself with not only like-minded people, but people that are going to lift you to where you want to be and help you achieve your goals and support you, which is also really, really crucial to keep that positive energy around you.
Definitely.
So where you mentioned that, you're 37 and, that the career is a certain lifespan. Where to after here? Have you got any major plans that after rugby, or it's just all about rugby at the moment?
At the moment, yeah, I'm studying to become a personal trainer because sport is the one thing that I'm absolutely the best at, and one thing that I love to do. So, along with some public speaking, if I can get people fit and healthy as well as guide the mental aspect of their lives, then what better career for me than to do that? So I'm studying 2 days a week at the moment, but my wheelchair, I get paid to play wheelchair rugby, so it's my job. It takes up a lot of time, and as you can imagine, a lot of energy. That effort has paid off with my selection with the World Champs team, but the job's not done. I've still got another 18 months to 2 years before I'm named in the team that goes to Rio, and there's another gold medal to win. So I'm not resting until I come home from Rio with a big shiny fat gold medal.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us on the Hangout. I'm sure everyone watching wishes you all the best with your endeavours for Rio, and I have no shadow of a doubt in my mind, if anyone's going to get to Rio, you're going to get to Rio. So thank you for joining us on the Hangout. But if people want to see more, you are very generously featuring in an episode of EmpowerYouTV, which is going to be launched next month in July. So people can keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. I know you've got to rush off now, as do I. But I look forward to speaking to you again when we meet up to interview for the full episode.
Thanks, Tim. Have a great day.
No worries. You too. See ya.
Bye-bye.